Hey guys, Crypto Sunday, and it's a hell of a down week. I think a lot of people are trying to sort of pin a particular narrative on it, but I'm not really sure there is one. But I'm down 18,000 for the week, so that's pretty rough, about 10%. But yeah, it's sort of people suggesting that this is partly Elon Musk, SpaceX. I think this is sort of fake news from the looks of it. They're sort of saying um, SpaceX have sort of sold 370 million of Bitcoin recently. This appears to be sort of nonsense. Wall Street Journal have reported that SpaceX made a write down of 370 million worth of Bitcoin. So they obviously held a fair amount on their balance sheet, and sort of SEC accounting rules dictate that if it goes down in price, they have to write it down on their balance sheet. They may have sold a little, but it's not looking like they've sold 378 million. They've just sort of said it's now worth less because it is worth less after sort of last year's bull market. So, yeah, I think that is sort of a bit of false, either sort of false reporting, wanting to, just get a news story out that quickly and sort of get the clicks, or it's, you know, just clickbait really. People sort of farming the clicks with shock tactics, which is sort of quite poor, really. Something that I think has had a significant impact is Evergrande in China have filed for bankruptcy protection, Chapter 15 bankruptcy protection. This is sort of one of the lesser used bankruptcies, but yeah, it's sort of been. We thought it was coming a long while ago, and it seemed to sort of get put to bed for a little while, but it was really just brewing under the surface. They were sort of trying restructuring plans and that sort of thing to sort of try and carry on, but they're sort of tens and tens of billions in, you know, in overdue debt. I think they've got over $300 billion dollars, they're saying, in total debt. So that's never going to be paid off, obviously. And they've declared sort of Chapter 15 bankruptcy. So this seemed to coincide with the drop sort of almost within the hour. So I think that has probably had a fair old effect. People sort of were getting very bullish about Chinese sort of investing through Hong Kong. So yeah, maybe they're sort of thinking China not doing so well. There's some sort of fairly poor numbers, economic numbers coming out of China as well. So yeah, people sort of thinking if China are a bit weak, then maybe they won't be investing quite as much. Obviously, there's a lot of people in China, and they're sort of somewhat keen on crypto from the looks of it. So yeah, I do think that's probably had an effect. And then, of course, it wouldn't be a crypto week if you didn't have an SEC story. So, kind of knew this was coming. The SEC have officially launched their appeal against the Ripple case that sort of largely went against them. Court sort of found that basically Ripple itself, or XRP itself, when it's traded, isn't a security, but when Ripple Labs sell it directly to institutions, then that is a securities offering. But the sort of token itself isn't a security. So after they've, maybe they pay a fine for selling it to those institutions, which they do probably have the money to do, unless it's a massive fine. But then once it's sort of out in the open, it's not a security. So that was seen as a huge win for Ripple Labs and the crypto industry in general. And the SEC aren't happy, so they're looking to appeal it. But this could go on for years and years, and this could sort of be going on after Gary Gensler has even left, after you've got a potentially new president in, and sort of regulations could come in, and yeah, this could very easily sort of get thrown out or quashed in some way. So kind of expected it, but I can't imagine this is going to be a huge issue. I guess on a slightly more positive note, there's sort of quite a heavy speculation at the moment that an Ethereum futures ETF is going to get approved sort of very, very soon, potentially in the next few weeks. The sort of thinking obviously has been they've approved Bitcoin futures ETFs and leveraged Bitcoin futures ETFs, so why not Ethereum? I do think that is sort of somewhat maybe a little bit naive or just sort of quick thinking, ignoring the fact that the SEC do say Ethereum itself is an unregistered security. So it's not quite as easy as just saying, well, there's a Bitcoin one, so you might as well have an Ethereum one, because, yeah, they're not very happy with Ethereum, even if the previous chap, Hinman, sort of said Ethereum was fine. Gensler says Ethereum is not fine, so, or especially since they've gone proof of stake. So, yeah, I don't think it's quite that easy, and I'll sort of believe this when I see it. And obviously there's sort of two angles to the sort of ETF stuff. They're saying if you do Bitcoin futures, then you do Ethereum futures, and also if you're going to do Bitcoin futures, why not do Bitcoin spot? Because futures are sort of based on spot. So yeah, there's that sort of tact as well. People saying the spot one is inevitable, and because BlackRock are going after it. But yeah, that's next month, and you could certainly see that sort of getting rejected until a point that it suits the SEC. So we'll have to see. But obviously the futures ETF, Ethereum futures ETF, isn't 100% positive necessarily. The launch of the Bitcoin futures themselves did actually mark the top almost to the day in 2017, I believe. So yeah, you can't immediately say this is positive news. It's paper trading, basically, paper Ethereum. So yeah, there you go. Still just keeping a quick eye on the Ethereum burning as well. Nearly 3,000 Ethereum burnt in the last week after a fairly quiet week last time. So on the 30th, on the 30-day, 11,000 ETH down to sort of 120,215,000. It's still sort of not super fast, but a sort of nice steady burn. If that can carry on, then all good. At some point, I haven't showed my my Ethereum Bitcoin chart, but it sort of rocketed back up again towards the sort of top of the narrowing wedge that I was sort of keeping an eye on. So I was kind of hoping it was going to sort of trickle down towards the bottom of that wedge, and I'd be able to sort of buy that and yeah, ride it all the way up, or sort of convert about 0.6 of my Bitcoin into Ethereum. But yeah, might not get the chance to do that. I've still got sort of 22 Ethereum, so all is well. So naturally, the coins for the week is just a game of who's the most red. Bitcoin actually doing one of the worst, 11.45% down. That was rather rough. Ethereum's fared a little bit better. That's sort of, as I say, the Ethereum ratio has gone up. That's down 9.7%, not too bad. Solana down 12.1%. Chainlink down 17.2%. That's not fared well at all. Sort of up and down as to whether to maybe sort of take a bit of my ETF money from the invest account and sort of maybe buy the dip on some of these coins. I was kind of thinking sort of maybe take some of that profit and buy some stock options, but yeah, if we do get a sort of a bit more of a move down in some of these altcoins, it will be tempting. Sort of thinking some of these have potentially got a 10 to 20x over the next sort of couple of years, which is a very nice return. So Cardano 8.6% down. That's fared sort of one of the better tokens. XRP down 17.6%. I guess the market overall and that SEC news. Quant down 1.7% actually. So that's sort of often moves a little bit less than the market. Audius 17% down, Matic 15.6% down, Power Ledger 14, Gala 13%. Basic Attention Token is the worst for the week, 21% down. That's not good at all. VeChain 11 and Internet Computer 12% down. So, as I say, somewhat considering sort of maybe averaging down on some of these sort of lesser holdings, but yeah, we'll wait and see. Maybe sort of wait for a little bit more red. We're only August, September, sort of. People are getting very keen on looking at the past performance of each month. You know, September every year, going back to the beginning, and September it seems is largely a pretty bad month. But yeah, I don't sort of put too much into that. We could easily have a hugely green September, but you know, if the ETF comes, for example. But yeah, that's it for the week. It's rough, it's red, but have to dust yourself off and move on. Maybe buy the dip if you can. So leave your thoughts in comments below and like and subscribe. See you soon.